Hello everybody, welcome back to Hastings, episode 2 of Hastings. It's back in action, episode 2. We're back in New England, building our little town, our little fair town. What are we building this time, Joe? Why don't you tell us? Well, I'll tell you, Josh, we're building a little railroad museum. Thanks, Joe, get back in the cellar. Yeah, that's right, we're building a little railroad museum here, as you can see. We're putting a little shed down and getting these old... I just downloaded these little train assets, these old school looking American trains, and you know, they're pretty cool, pretty cool looking. I thought they fit pretty well for a little train museum. And I think this train museum can add a lot to the story of the city, which is something we're going to do a lot of today. Which is add a lot of story. Because let's imagine that this is like an old rail hub back in the day. You know, in America, it used to be a railroad hub. And all the railroad trains would come here and just have a hell of a time, you know, hanging out in Hastings. Right? Right? No? Okay. So yeah, we're putting some parking lots in with this nice little, like, I'd imagine, you know, when you go to a museum, you go there and there's the museum itself, but then there's like a main hall where there's like a tour. You know, you show up and they're like, oh, this train was parked here in 1819 tickety 2, and it's been there ever since, hanging out, having a good time, all that, you know, stuff like that. And you're just like, yeah, I knew that, but really you don't, because they gave you the book and they said read about it, it'd be helpful, and you said, nah, I'm gonna play video games and upload it to the internet instead, which is what I did. I don't know if you can tell. Sorry, I just had to like rethink my entire life there. Am I going in the right direction with my life? I hope so. I mean, apparently, you guys liked the first episode. I got like 90 views on it, which it doesn't sound like much, but for me, that's incredible. I never get 90 views. I get like 4 or 5. One time, 2015, got 12. Holy crap, I was excited that day. But you guys ate it up. You guys ate up my bullcrap. You can I'm kidding. Okay. We should come up with a name for this railroad museum. If you guys have a suggestion for the name, put it in the comments section below the video. There's a cinematic you can see. I'm trying to do this, insert some cinematics into the middle of the video. There you go, see a nice little view of the railroad museum. And now we're going to be moving on to, what are we building now? Oh, we're building a rail yard now. So there we go. I'm naming it just a temporary name. But we could try to come up with something cooler, like John McFitzpatrick House of Trains and other moving objects. Could do that if you wanted. You don't have to, but if you want to, we'll go to. Anyway, now you're witnessing some mental block on both the commentary and in the video, because right there I'm looking for a house, and right now I'm looking for something to say. Finally found these nice little East Coast looking houses. I think they're actually from like Nova Scotia or Newfoundland, Newfie, and you know, they're nice little houses. I thought they fit the area. And the reason I put these little houses down is sometimes you find stuff like this near museums in real life, where you find little houses around the museum, like, oh, remember these houses? Remember when America wasn't falling apart? I'm sorry, America. I'm sorry. So, what are we doing now? We're cutting down an entire forest, leveling out the ground, because we're building a rail yard. A real rail yard, you can see. It's going to be a little one. It's not going to be the main rail yard. It's just going to be this little thing. I thought it would help the transition from downtown to a suburb pretty good. You know, I thought it would sort of be a nice little middle ground. But yeah, just like, you know, a couple of rails. Like, you know, this is where all the tough people in town work, you know? You know, when you're at a club, or, I mean, I don't. But if you go to a club and then there's a guy like, oh yeah, you know, they work down by the docks, you know, we go out there, hang out by the docks, make sure they work real hard every day you go out there, work by the docks. at the rail yard, which is the dock. But I work at what you do, and what do you do? Those kind of people. And you're like, I don't care. I'm happy working in like, IT or something. I don't know. Where do you work? Not you specifically. Or yes. Anyway, now we're just putting some little props in, make it look like there's actually something going down at this rail yard. Put these little trucks and all that. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I like putting this stuff in. Now we're putting in some rail cars, all that stuff. Good, nice little things, right? Okay, now we're working on, I'm back, by the way. Now we're working on a little, the beginning of just sort of filling in this little spot here. I wasn't really sure, so I put down these, like, automotive sort of places, and I thought it would kind of help, because it's kind of a gritty sort of area of town. It's not really the nice touristy area, so, like, you get a little restaurant in there, but that's, like, I think this restaurant, like, see this little one here? I think this is definitely where all the guys, like Tommy down at the docks, this is definitely where he would work. Or where he would come for dinner, or lunch, or breakfast, and he would show up and he'd be like, "Hey Sally, you got another pancake on the brewer on the brewer for me, cooking up? Because you know me, I like my little pancakes on the brewer. You cook it up just right with all the right amount of syrup and the wrong amount of butter, just the way I like it." Oh man, good old Rob or Tim or whatever his name was, whoever works down by the docks. I keep saying docks. This isn't even the docks. Like it's a rail yard. Oh, I love this little thing. I found this little asset. It's a little tiny toy car, and I hid it in the back there. So, it's like little Timmy's old car, and he parked it. He's getting it fixed up at the auto shop because the axles were a little squeaky, right? And he shows up. "Hey, Tommy. Can you fix up my little pedal car? The axles are all squeaky and I don't like it. Can you fix it up for me?" No? Okay. Anyway, we just finished up this little rail yard here, getting a nice little overview of it. I think it turned out really well. I think it's going to be nice. On the left side of the screen, or which is now the top of your screen, which is now rotating to be the right of your screen, that's going to be the suburbs. It's going to be a nice beginning of the suburbs there. And, we'll get on that next time. Anyway, now in this little plot of land, we're going to be working on a new neighborhood that I've lovingly named the Time Traveler's Bungalow. Why have I named it that? Because it's full of time travelers. That's the story. That's right. That's the story of this neighborhood. It's totally full of time travelers, and it's because it's a historic district. So I thought it'd be funny that maybe everyone that lived there is actually a time traveler, and that's why they all like to live in the historic district, right? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the music for the next couple minutes here. Take back into you in a minute. Enjoy! as we hit the 10:45 mark, there we go. We're done the little neighborhood there. And there's a nice overview of the city as it fades to dark. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I think we got a lot of progress done. I think that we got a whole new neighborhood set up. I mean, that's something, right? Next episode, I think we're going to work a little bit on the suburbs and a little bit on finishing up the central business district. And I think it'll be a good time. I hope you're there to enjoy it. And if you're not, well, why wouldn't you be? It's the place to be. The place to be is Hastings. Hastings, the place to be. That'll be the tagline. Alright, enjoy the rest of your evening or morning or afternoon or wherever it is, wherever you are. And wherever you are, I hope you have a lovely time. Good night.